right, once again, good morning. My name is Henry Vasel, President of the Rocky Hill Division of the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce. Before we begin with our ceremony, I'd just like to thank a few people who made this day possible. We have Rita with the Parks Department, Walt, Craig, all our first responders, police, fire, EMS that protect us every day. We appreciate that. Thank you. And of course, I'd like to thank all of you. I mean, this is a very important day where we remember those people who made the ultimate sacrifice and paid a debt that we owe so much and can never truly repay. So we appreciate all of you today to honor their memory. Thank you. And now we'll have the national anthem by Jane Nebico and First Company Governor's Foot Guard Band.
Thank you. Please join the First Company Governor's Foot Guard Band in singing our national anthem with us to honor those who lost their lives while defending our country. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight all around what we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets roared loud, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
Thank you. And now we'll have invocation by Pastor Ron Cox.
Good morning. I would ask you to be in an attitude of prayer, and I would also ask that you keep your eyes open. It is a personal tradition of mine because I believe that the blessings of God are found within each person, within the trees, the grass, the town, and all who are here. So I offer these words in prayer. As we have gathered today on this Memorial Day, we acknowledge the debt we owe to the men and women of the United States military who have guarded our country with their lives. We especially honor those who have lost their lives while defending this great nation. They fought on land, at sea, and in the air, always understanding that they may not come back from a mission, accepting that as part of the price we pay for freedom. They were willing to risk death for this land and the American people of all colors, creeds, and religions. We thank them for their sacrifice and commit to carrying their legacy forward to ensure they did not die in vain. In spite of the busyness of our lives at this moment, keep us focused on our task at hand, to recognize and to honor those who humbly made a difference through sacrifice and commitment. I offer this in the name of the God of beginnings, the God of middle, and the gods of ends. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. And now we'll have a governor's proclamation or a few words from State Representative Kerry Wood.
Thank you, Henry. Each year, the governor sends a proclamation commemorating this day. And here we are in May 2023, commemorating Memorial Day, a tradition that started in 1868 during the Civil War, when Congressman James Garfield began decorating soldiers' graves at Arlington National Cemetery. The service of gratitude has continued without hesitation every year since. We as Americans, as neighbors and friends, bring our most cherished together each Memorial Day here in Rocky Hill. We walk with our sports teams, our cultural companions, our brownies and scouts, our farms and businesses, to commemorate those that have lost their lives to protect and serve the life that we share and cherish. Take a moment this weekend during our time off to remember what this day really stands for. It's for service and sacrifice. Many have fallen, many have not made it home. Today we celebrate them and give them the recognition they deserve. We will never forget. God bless.
Thank you, State Representative Kerry Wood. And now the mayor's address. So Lisa Murata, your mayor.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our veterans, our distinguished guests, our Gold Star moms, our Blue Star moms, all of the children who are so beautiful today in their red, white, and blue. I want to thank all of you who participated in the march from the high school to our green. I think that this is quite possibly the longest parade we have had in Rocky Hill history, and that's a testament to all of you. So thank you for that. Right? This is an annual event that means so much to our community, and it is the one time that we actually are able to gather like this and enjoy this beautiful weather. The Rocky Hill High School band sounded incredible. And please join me in thanking a few special folks. I want to thank Sergeant Major Sal Orlando for insisting that he would, and in fact he did, overcome significant health challenges to participate in today's parade. I want to thank our World War II Rocky Hill owns veteran Albert Hamra, who in his 90s still marches along my side every year in the parade. Thank you, Albert. Thank you to the Governor's Foot Guard, who spends their morning with us here in Rocky Hill and just sounds incredible, bringing such class and dignity and beautiful, vibrant, patriotic music to our ceremony. To the entire parade committee, thank you for your hard work. And to the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce for creating the Rocky Hill division that allows us to continue and do this amazing, fun event. To MDC for partnering with us to provide the water wagon, so we can all stay hydrated. And to John Vasel of JV3 and to his employees who not only donate vehicles, they decorate them and then they staff them and they become floats for so many different organizations in our parade annually. Brian Rosina and Michael O'Toole who do our media. And of course, I just want to thank Walmart, Stop and Shop, Westside, Big Y, Dollar Tree, and Dunkin' Donuts. And that just goes to tell you the amount of people who contribute in our community. But let's be honest. What we are experiencing today and every year, although undeniably a group effort, is the result of the passion and determination and frankly the demands of one woman who brings it all together for us, and I just wanted to call her up briefly. I know she's going to be mad at me, but Miss Rita Chabra. Please thank her. I don't know where she is. She's probably fainted somewhere because she's been up since 6 a.m. with her husband marking stuff.
Oh dear.
Come up here.
Oh boy.
On behalf of all of us, thank you, Rita. Let's smile. I'm gonna so pay for this. All right, and of course, her work husband, Walt Skikes. We could not do anything without Walt. So please, from Parks and Rec, thank you, Walt. But today we gather in solemn unity to remember the sacrifices of the men and women who put the lives of others before their own in defense of our freedom and liberty. It is a day of contemplation over the cost of that liberty and freedom. And as Franklin Roosevelt said, those who have long enjoyed such privileges as we enjoy forget in time that men have died to win them. But Rocky Hill has not forgotten, and indeed Rocky Hill will never forget. We recognize that each of the patriots whom we remember today was first a beloved son or daughter, a brother or sister, or a spouse, a friend, and a neighbor who put freedom first. And in the words of Ronald Reagan, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We do not pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same, or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States where men were free. We have been gifted today by brave men and women who gave up their tomorrows. It is incumbent upon each of us to recognize how powerful that gift is and to use it wisely, to use it collaboratively, to better the common good, to build a better life, a better future, founded upon freedom, justice, and liberty for all. So in conclusion, I want to wish you all a very safe and peaceful Memorial Day. May God bless you, your families, and our beautiful community of Rocky Hill. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Murata. Now we have a poem, the poem reader section of In Flanders Field by Faith Spence, 5th grade, Mosier School.
In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset's glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. From flailing hands we throw, the torch be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
Wow, thank you. That was excellent. Next we have a poem, Young Dead Soldiers by William Bertha, 5th grade, Mosier School.
Young Dead Soldiers by Archibald MacLeish. The young dead soldiers do not speak, nevertheless their harm still houses. Who has not heard them? They have silence that speaks for them at night. And when the clock counts, they say, we are young, we have died, remember us. They say, we have done what we could, but until it is finished, it is not done. They say, we have given our lives, but until it is finished, no one can know what our lives gave. They say our deaths are not ours, they are yours. They will mean what you make them. They say whenever our lives and deaths are for peace and a new hope, or for nothing, we cannot say. It is you who must save us. We leave you to our deaths. Give them their meaning. We were young, they say. We have died. Remember us. Thank you.
Wow, another great job. Thank you so much. Michael Klen, Whispers, class of 1967.
Thank you, Ron. Good morning, Rocky Hill. I want to thank Rita. She does an amazing job. And I was shocked when she called me this year. She called me last year, too. And I read the same poem. Of course, I read it the first time in 1960. So it took 62 years for them to call me back. But then it only took 1 year. So persistence, kids. You know, this Memorial Day is just such a mix of emotions and feelings. You know, I got to ride the entire parade route today and just waved and smiled. My jaw hurts. You know, it was just wonderful. And, you know, in a little bit, we'll probably have the laying of the wreaths. The Star Spangled Banner always gets me. And I'm looking at the Vietnam Wall back there. And I had a friend. I have a friend that's on that wall. You know, and he lived right up the street here on Grimes Road, Richie Caputo, PFC Richard Caputo. And we were in high school together. Our names were close alphabetically, so he sat in front of me for like 4 years. He was my friend. And he was a cool friend, and I wasn't quite as cool, you know. I'd get to class, or to the homeroom 10 minutes early and sit and have all my books ready to go. And Richie would come storming in 30 seconds before the bell, you know, and flop his stuff down and say, "Hey, Clemmer, what did I miss?" And, you know, I was really devastated when I heard that he had lost his wife, you know, and that's very sad. But I know Richie, and Richie doesn't want this to be a sad day. He wants it to be of remembrance, you know, and that's really what my poem is about. So, you know, have a great afternoon. It's a gorgeous day. Have your, you know, whatever you have, barbecue, quiet time, horseshoes, whatever. Smiles on your faces with your family and your loved one. But maybe at the end of the day, in quiet solitude, you can remember a verse or two of my prayer. It was written by myself and my mom, Frances Donahue Clenn. And the name of it is Whispers. Remember us, they whisper today, as in this hallowed ground they lay. We hear them in the signed trees. Their prayers are carried by the breeze. Think not only of wars we've won, of all the noble things we've done, of victory's flag soaring high. Remember other things we cry. Remember what each victory cost, in tears and blood and brave men lost. So bow your heads and with us pray for a lasting peace on this holy day. I'm a disabled American veteran, and I couldn't be prouder, and God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clenn. For guest speakers, now we have Shalanda Wright, Sergeant.
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. They're all friends.
Good morning, family, friends, and loved ones. My name is, like he said, Shalanda Sergeant Wright. First, I would like to give all the honor to God. He is the one that made this day possible for you and I. Thank you all for coming out to remember the men and women that gave up their lives, lost their lives, and had their lives taken. Today we honor them. As we reflect on loving memories of them, remember what they gave will never be forgotten. As I stand here today, I want to leave you with a few things. I'm an OIF/OEF combat veteran that served in the United States Army for 8 years. What you see now wasn't who I was returning home from war. I was lost. I felt like I gave so much of myself to the military, but once I got home, I felt like they failed me because they didn't prepare me for life after war. Their main focus is to prepare you for war and send you if need be, but they haven't figured out yet that they need to be preparing us for the after effects. Most of us have suffered with PTSD or are still suffering with PTSD. Most of us struggle with or are still struggling with depression. The help that we need isn't always there. Sometimes we feel unsupported or even hopeless. But what helped me along my journey after war was God. I'm no longer a victim of what the military didn't do, but I'm a survivor of what they did teach me, and that was to adapt and overcome. I wanted to be healthy, whole, and a better Shalanda, not to be a byproduct of war. I started writing poetry to help me cope with my trauma. I went back to school to obtain a bachelor's in criminal justice, then went on to receive a master's in criminal justice, as well as another master's in business. But there was still something missing. I started to advocate and help my fellow veterans that experienced some of the things I did. I would help them with their claims and then comp and pen process. I found that rewarding for me to help them. Then 3 years ago, I started Battle to Battle in my church. Every Thursday at 12:30 p.m., I do a live prayer for our veterans and troops on Instagram and Facebook. Battle to Battle is a faith-based ministry that helps veterans from all walks of life learn to readjust to life now. We have supported a unit that deployed to Djibouti by sending 18 care packages. We have also supported the Naugatuck community, veterans and families by donating 50 book bags filled with school supplies. We have the annual Battle to Battle event where we honor our veterans. In my closing, I want to leave you with a poem I wrote back in 2016 called Bloodshed. The blood that was shed can't be replaced. The blood that was shed will last for decades. The blood that was shed symbolized the sacrifice that was made. The blood that was shed, now is time to pray. The blood that was shed was our brothers and sisters. The blood that was shed maintained their name in a whisper. The blood that was shed won't be forgotten. Let's take a moment of silence. Thank you.
Everyone, I know that Shalanda's going to be mad at me too, but just on behalf of our entire community, we are so grateful for you, and you are an inspiration, you are blessed, and thank you for everything you do. We love you, and these are for you. So proud of you.
Next we have Commander James Reddick, VFW Post 2138.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad to see so many people here to do the right thing, which is remember what this day is all about. Our post at Rocky Hill, we are committed to the community. This year, with all the help that you guys provided us, we built a wall with the names inscribed there from all veterans that are buried in Rocky Hill. We are here to support our community, bring them together, and having you guys here means everything to us. I want to thank you guys for being here and making us proud. Thank you.
And now if we could have Oscar Rivera, retired First Sergeant? Yes.
Greetings to all. Please don't be alarmed. I didn't want to break out my reading glasses, so I have this in high font, okay? But of course, I want to say it is my great honor to speak at this Memorial Day event. I would like, of course, to recognize all our Gold and Blue Star families that may be among us. And hello to all my fellow comrades and veterans. I stand here humbled and proud to be with you today. Please bear with me as I attempt to express my thoughts and feelings. I believe that Memorial Day is one of the few days in our calendar that truly unites our nation. Countless people, such as yourselves, are or will be gathered today in cemeteries and memorial sites throughout the U.S. and its territories in honor and remembrance of our fallen service members. The focus on today is not what political affiliation, religion, or any other category that some might share. Today is truly about our sons and daughters, sisters and brothers, mothers and fathers that made the ultimate sacrifice for their fellow man or woman. And that's it, truly. I'm sure that many of you have already learned what Memorial Day means and how it began. I would also imagine that many of us know someone that has made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our nation and its interests. I would like to share what Memorial Day means to me in slightly simpler terms. It has been said that a veteran is someone who wrote a blank check made payable to the United States of America for an amount up to and including their life. Well, today we honor our fallen who have cashed in that check. We honor them and their families. Make no mistake about it. None of us thought that we would cash in that check or even be in a position that this grim reality may come to fruition. But nonetheless, there are approximately 1.3 million U.S. military war-related deaths from all wars. Today, our nation is faced with many challenges. Our nation's debt, climate issues, and combating crime are just a few challenges to mention. Regardless, men and women continue to serve, and yes, some will perish, in defense of our nation. They serve here and abroad, ensuring that the United States of America continues to be the greatest nation on earth. Their reason to serve is irrelevant to us. My reason for joining the service only truly mattered to me, no matter how important I thought it was. But what is of great importance and relevance is the result of every veteran's service, and especially the ultimate sacrifice that is and will be paid. And that is that we live in a free society with the opportunity to not only embrace our dreams, but pursue them in the hopes of having a better life, not only for us, but for our children and generations to come. So I challenge everyone here today to commit to two things. First, remember our fallen heroes. Remember that ordinary people were either inducted into service or, as all do today, volunteered to serve our nation in peace and wartime. That these ordinary people did extraordinary acts to ensure our way of life. Also remember that approximately 22 veterans lose their battle to post-traumatic stress every day in America. We as a society must do more to help save the lives of the very people who risked and sacrificed so much for us. Next, honor our fallen. By doing what we are doing today, every day, visit other memorials, learn, and teach our young of the sacrifices and achievements of our veterans, past and present. I would like to speak directly to any veteran in attendance today that has not joined a veteran service organization. I encourage you to do so. The goal of the VFW is honoring the dead by helping the living. We fulfill that goal through our programs and by going before Congress and each administration to submit the needs of America's veterans and their families. As we do so, we repeatedly ensure that those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for America will not have died in vain. Lastly, and thank you, Father, because I think this was planned. It is a beautiful day. Go and celebrate. I do not believe that the men and women who made that ultimate sacrifice did so that we would remain in mourning and be solemn. We should remember, honor, and celebrate. Again, thank you for allowing me this wonderful opportunity to speak to you today. God bless our military and God bless America.
Thank you. We'll now have the presentation of the U.S. flag by Phil Thoreau, President, Rocky Hill Lions Club.
As it's been a long-standing tradition, the Rocky Hill Lions Club again, we would like to present the town with a flag to fly over the town hall. Thank you.
Now we'll have the laying of the wreaths. World War I, Vietnam War, Korean War Monument, the World War II Monument, and the Iraq and Afghanistan War Monument.
Detachment, move. Secure, raise. At your face, forward, hard.
And now we have our honor guard from Joint Force Headquarters in Hartford. Thank you. And now we'll have taps played by sung by Brendan Stevens, Rocky Hill High School. Thank you. There was also echo by Patrick Patino, Rocky Hill High School. And now benediction from Pastor Ron Cox, who provided us with this beautiful day.
Thank you. As a sense of solidarity, I'd like to offer 3 short prayers from 3 different religious traditions. The first is a Hindu prayer for peace. Fill the heart with the oil of love. Place it in the wick of single-pointed mind. Light it with the knowledge of truth and remove the darkness of ignorance around you. Just as one lamp can light many lamps, let each one here kindle this light in many hearts. And then a Judaic prayer for hope. Create in all an understanding heart and draw from our depths an everlasting love. Show us how good and how pleasant it is for nations to live in love and unity. Create in us an everlasting hope, a hope of peace and unity, a hope for all the world. And then from my tradition, as we consider all the wars and conflicts happening at this very moment around the world, relieve the sufferings of the innocent victims of war. Grant them peace of mind, healing of body, and a renewed faith in your protection and care. I offer these words in the God of history, the God of today, and the God of time to come. Om Shanti, Omein, Amen.
Thank you. Announcements from the VFW Post 2138.
I would like to invite everyone, if you don't want to participate, at our post today at 1800, which is 6 p.m. We'll have a small ceremony to retire flags, and also we'll have a fire just to think, reflect, and thank those that gave their life for us.
Thank you. And before we conclude today's ceremonies, I'd just like everybody and remind them to remember there's a lot of parents who will never see their children again because of war, and a lot of husbands and wives won't see each other, and a lot of brothers and sisters missing each other. So if you could just take a moment, reach out to friends and neighbors. They may need someone to talk to today. Everybody, thank you very much for attending. Good afternoon.